Okay, looks like we are live. We are live. All right, that's good. All right, so Ghost of Tsushima, man. Today, bunch of reviews are out. As you can see right here in the Metascore, it's an 84 in Metascore, which is pretty positive. 78 percent positive. I mean, 78 positive reviews versus 9 negative. 9 mixed, I'm sorry. There's barely any negative, so no one really wrote anything negative about Ghost of Tsushima. Everything's pretty much positive. 78 positive reviews. There's 9 mixed, which would be GameSpot. I think GameSpot uh, said that it was a bit repetitive and it was kind of like a techno. Let me go to GameSpot because I'm really curious as to what was it that the GameSpot. Hold on, I'm still kind of confused. Like, what is it exactly that they didn't like? Hold on, I'm just kind of trying to get that figured out. I think GameSpot is around here somewhere. GameSpot. Where was the GameSpot? Hey, what's up, Mamba man? What's up, Ethan? It's a Game Rant, PlayStation Lifestyle. IGN gave it a pretty good score. 9. I think they gave it 9. Push Square, 90. Where's GameSpot? Did they list the GameSpot? Eurogamer, Italy. Hold on. I'm surprised that the GameSpot is not listed here. Um, that gets me a little bit. Oh, there it is. GameSpot gave it a 70. The game hits a lot of fantastic cinematic highs, and those ultimately lift it above the trappings of its familiar open world quest design. Well, what's wrong with the open world quest design? I mean, you do the same thing in The Witcher. I don't understand this. Like, you do the same thing in Red Dead Redemption. There's a side missions, and then you got your main missions. I mean, uh, it's the same formula. Hold on. Let's see. Open world quest design and all the in it weakness that comes with it, but those imperfections and dull edges are definitely still there. Ghost of Tsushima is at its best when you are riding your horse and taking in the beautiful world on your own terms, armed with a sword and a screenshot button, allowing the environmental cues and your own curiosity to guide you. It's not quite a Criterion classic, but a lot of time it sure looks like one. I don't know, GameSpot. It seems to me like you're having a difficult time making your own decision. Uh, so, what's the problem? I mean, you seem to love the scenery, you seem to love the graphics, you seem to love the open world, but those side quests seems to bother you. Well, every game has a side quest. Every open world has a side quest. Even your Cyberpunk will have side missions. I mean, I don't get this. GameSpot. Make up your mind, GameSpot. Am I doing it at 12 a.m. Friday? I don't think I'll be able to do it at 12 a.m. Friday, man. I got to get some sleep. I'm going to be working on Thursday. So I'll need to grab some sleep, man. I'll need like I'll do it Friday morning, early Friday morning, but I cannot do the midnight. If I was quarantined and I didn't have to go out there and do what I gotta do to make a living, sure, yeah, I do it at midnight. But I don't have that luxury to do it at midnight. But I can definitely do it in let's say around 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12 noon. 12 noon is the best time to do it, I think. Um, so GameSpot gave it a 7. Now, it's still a good score. GameSpot didn't give it a bad score. It's still a good score. But they seem to complain about this. Hold on. The game hits a lot of fantastic cinematics highs. Okay, so what's the problem? And those ultimately lift above the trappings of its familiar open world quest designs. Hold on. Familiar quest designs. Let me go highlight this again. Hold on. Let me read this again and let me put it here. Here, let me just highlight it. The game hits a lot of fantastic cinematic highs, and those ultimately lift it above the trappings of its familiar open world quest design. What's wrong with the quest? You do the side missions on The Witcher. You do the side missions on the... You see, this is the mentality that I don't understand about some of these individuals who review these games. Every game, every open world game has repetitive missions. Even The Last of Us, the first one, gets repetitive. Even Red Dead Redemption gets repetitive. Even The Witcher gets repetitive. So if you're gonna play by those double standard rules, then, I mean, that's a very shitty review, man. GameSpot, sorry, but it's very shitty. So then why don't you give Red Dead Redemption 7? Give Red Dead Redemption 2 7 as well. I mean, I just don't understand this concept. You seem to love the scenery. You seem to love the story, but you hate the side quests. Well, don't do the side quests. Fuck it. Just don't do the side quests. Anyway, let's see what the Guardian says. Unlike Assassin's Creed, which always uses his historical settings as stages for its own eccentric stories, Ghost of Tsushima sticks so closely to the tropes and storylines of classic samurai fiction that it sometimes forgets to have a personality of its own. It's a video game based on samurais. Jesus Christ, Guardian. It's based on samurais. Yeah, there's some fiction. They're not doing a historical portrayal of samurais. They're not doing a history documentary lesson. It's a fantasy based on samurais. Man, I don't really get these idiots. I decided to abandon... Hold on. This is so stupid. Hold on a second. Oh, this is really driving me fucking crazy now. Hold on. We gotta read this. Hold on. Bear with me, because some of these things piss me off, because I think they're done purposely. These individuals, they get paid to write shitty reviews. I swear to God. Here. Unlike Assassin's Creed, which always uses its historical settings, that's the approach Ubisoft chooses to go. But Ubisoft has fictional characters. Those characters that you're playing on the Assassin's Creed are fictional. You can't go back in fucking time. It's fiction. There's no time machine. You can't go back. You can't go back in time. Not that I know of. So Assassin's Creed is fictional. Jesus. Hold on. Unlike Assassin's Creed, which always uses its historical settings as stages for its own eccentric stories, Ghost of Tsushima sticks to so closely to tropes of storylines of classic samurai fiction that it sometimes forgets to have a personality of its own. It's fiction. It has personality. It has characters. But apparently those characters don't, for some reason, don't appeal to you. I don't know. And let's see what else it says. After I caught myself repeatedly checking my phone out of boredom during the story missions, I decided to abandon them entirely for a while. And I had a great time chasing foxes, bathing in a hot springs, composing deeply average haiku, and climbing mountains in search of legendary bow instead. This is the most beautiful version of Japan ever conjured in the code. And when running errands and slashing Mongol, but you are fighting Mongols. Mongols did exist. Okay? Why do you think? Do some research, do some history. Mongols were very dangerous, man. They used to kill hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, slaughter hundreds and hundreds of people. So they're fighting Mongols. So what's the fucking problem? Let me see. That's accurate. Mongols did exist. Samurais did exist. But anyway, let me see whatever this bullshit says here. This is the most beautiful version of Japan ever conjured in code. And when running errands and slashing Mongol spearmen, too, bit gets tedious. You can always just drink in the... This is stupid. This makes... Guardian, your review makes no goddamn sense. Like... What is your complaint? Please, what exactly are you complaining? Are you complaining that it's an open world? Are you complaining that this is not some kind of a historical documentary? Dude, if you want a historical documentary, go to History Channel. Download the History Channel app and watch the fucking History Channel. Or buy some books and read some books. What the fuck is with these reviews, man? Hold on. VG27. See what they said. We'll get to the positive reviews. These are mixed reviews. These are mixed reviews. They didn't give it negative. They gave it good. But I don't understand their complaint. I'm not saying they shouldn't have a right to give it a good score. 7 out of 10 is still good. You're still giving a good score. But it's mixed. And I'm trying to dissect to see what they didn't like. This is from VG247, 24/7. It has its moments, but like Jin Sakai in the opening hours, the past holds its back. It's open world, the video game, it's far too easy. The lack of consequence for failure makes it feel like you're just going through the motions. If you'll excuse the wind-based pun, it's a breeze while playing it. I often found myself wondering. By the third and final act, I just want it to be over. Like a samurai, Ghost of Tsushima feels like a relic of bygone era. Alright, riddle me this. The Witcher, I can point out how repetitive Witcher is. There was times where I fucking gave up on The Witcher 3. I said, fuck this. Why do I gotta do these side missions? Can I just go to the main mission? You know, here at least it's optional. Side quests are optional. You don't have to do them. You can just run throughout the game, finish the 40 plus 50 hours of the game. Now, if you want to do the side quest missions, which I will do because I like to explore everything, then you can put in 60 hours. The Ghost of Tsushima feels like a relic of bygone era. What about the graphics, dude? What about mechanics? The gameplay? What about dynamic weather? What about the enemies? What about the approach? How you approach the combat? How you approach the enemy? What exactly in the flying baby Jesus magic marijuana carpet are you fucking talking about? What is your complaint? Then give The Witcher 3 7. Give the fucking Witcher 3 7. Let's go back to Witcher and let's give Witcher 3 a fucking 7 out of 10. Let's go back to Red Dead Redemption and give Red Dead Redemption 2 7 out of fucking 10. What is this fucking double standard bullshit? Unfucking believable. Alright, let's go to, well, what is this? Okay, let's go to the positive. This is all mixed. And here's the good news. The good news, there's only 7 mixed reviews. Everything else, it's positive. Here, let me show you how many positives. Check this out. Check this out. Look at this. There's 78 positive, 9 mixed. There's no negative. Dude, there's no negative. No one's giving a negative. That means it's a great fucking game. That's what that means. Forget about these 9 douchebags over here. Like, they probably hate themselves. They probably don't like it themselves in the morning. So they're gonna fucking piss and moan about this. Look at this, 78 positive, 84 on the critic reviews on the Metascore, and 78 positive reviews. Check this out. Gaming Age gave it 100 right there. Ghost of Tsushima takes the best elements of Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and throws it in some of the signature sucker punch flair that made the Infamous so successful, and ends up being something that it's both familiar and unique at the same time. The stealth elements are not the strongest. Okay, but no stealth in any game is that strong unless you're playing Splinter Cell. Even in Splinter Cell, it's not all that great. And aside from the missions requiring stealth, I almost always took the more forward approach into combat. But that's okay, you have a choice. So you have a choice. You don't have to use a stealth. That's the beauty of this game. It gives you the option on how you approach the combat. You want to use a stealth? Use a stealth. You don't feel like using a stealth? You want to go gung-ho with the swords? Fuck it. Go gun blazing. Who cares? Let me see. What else? The stealth elements are not the strongest, and aside from the mission requiring stealth, I almost always took the more forward approach to combat. But the freedom to do that is the part what makes the game so good. But there you go. They're giving you the freedom. They're not forcing you to use the stealth. You don't have to. Sony has constantly released incredible single-player, story-focused exclusives for the PlayStation 4, and Ghost of Tsushima stands tall as one of their best yet. There we go. Yet again, Microsoft. We got this covered. We got this covered. Ghost of Tsushima, its riveting tale complemented. What is this? Complemented. I'm sorry. It's a riveting tale complemented by infinitely fascinating combat, innovative navigation mechanics, and arresting visuals, effortlessly earning itself a spot as one of the absolute best games released on the PlayStation 4. Holy shit. We got this covered. Just straight up. Straight up. This is what they said. The absolute best game released on the PlayStation 4. Holy crap. There you go. The absolute best game released on the PlayStation 4. ZTGD, let me see. While many of the elements here made their debuts in other games in the genre, Sucker Punch does an amazing job of weaving them together in a way that not only creates a satisfying gameplay experience, but also enhances an already stellar narrative. I cannot think of a better way for Sony to send off to the next generation. Wow. Holy shit. There you go. Hold on. There's more. Screen Rant. It's the way Ghost of Tsushima combines elements players are both familiar and unfamiliar that makes it such an enjoyable experience, and one which players will want to continue playing long after credits roll. Well, there you go. This right here gives you a replay value sense. Means you should purchase the game. 50 plus hours, 60 hours. That's if you do the side quest missions, which I will do. So that's 60 hours. 60 hours for you to play this game. Keep you busy throughout the summer. And when you finish it, you go back again to master your combat with different difficulties, take the screenshots, make little videos, etc., etc. Make little posters, put them out there in the wallpaper. Well, there you go. And one which players will want to continue playing after the credits roll. Let's see. Game Informer, here we go. Game Informer, they gave it a 95. Let's see what they say. Ghost of Tsushima captures the mystique, fierce violence, and barely contained emotional angst of the great samurai films. The line of inspiration is clearly purposely Sucker Punch included a gorgeous Akira Kurosawa mode, which I'm definitely going to check out, which sets a black and white film grain audio treated effect that doubles down on the classic cinematic vibe. It's well worth turning on, if only for a few missions. But even beyond that cool feature, this is a game that nails the aesthetics it's shooting for, firmly establishing itself as the medium's defining a samurai saga. So this is by far the best samurai game. It even beats Onimusha in a way. It probably leaves Onimusha in the dust. And it's not, I mean, this continues. Let's see what the gaming trade said. I'm pretty sure it's going to be great. The Asia implementation on PlayStation, it's going to be great regardless, you know, because even if they don't have a great Asia implementation, remember, you can do it from PlayStation 4 Pro yourself, because PlayStation 4 Pro has its own HDR implementation that you can implement onto that game. All right, so gaming trend, see what they said. They gave it 9, it's 95. Ghost of Tsushima, it's easily the biggest and most ambitious game Sucker Punch has ever undertaken. It's also the best game they ever made. Akira Kurosawa would be proud. Holy shit! If this one gets you excited, then I don't know what will. Listen to the gaming trend, what they said. Just read what they said. Ghost of Tsushima, it's easily the biggest and most ambitious game Sucker Punch company developers that made this game have ever undertaken. It's also the best game they've ever made. Akira Kurosawa would be proud. Hey, what's up, Al? How you doing? Let's see. Destructoid says, with Ghost of Tsushima under its belt, Sucker Punch deserves to be in the same conversation as Insomniac, Naughty Dog, and Sony Santa Monica. Wow. So they're basically putting Sucker Punch right next to Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica that created the God of War, and Insomniac that created the Spider-Man and the upcoming Spider-Man. Wow. Look at the CG magazine. Let's look at the worth playing. They gave it 94. I want to see why they gave it 94. Let me see. Ghost of Tsushima brought me epic joy, which it's a special thing to find in a bottomless library of experiences out there. Wow, that's a big statement. Ghost of Tsushima brought me epic joy, which is a special thing to find in the bottomless library of experiences out there. Are we talking about the Xbox? The bottomless library of experiences out there. Okay. But I'll forgive the Xbox. They got Microsoft Flight Simulator coming out next month, so you are forgiven, Xbox. It's okay. But look at this statement right here. I'm deliberately leaving out the description of a moment in the game during the second act that is probably one of the dopest sequences I've ever seen. I don't want to spoil it. I'd rather you see it for yourself, either by playing or seeing it on the internet later. I'm not going to check anything. Next couple of days, I'm going to be totally shut down from the internet because I want to experience the game on Friday. When the credits rolled after the final scene, I felt like I was in the movie theater and ready to applaud. I got to binge watch and play the samurai story of my dreams. For anyone else who's ever picked up a long, empty, wrapping paper tube held with two hands a few inches apart and swinging it like a samurai, I have a good news. We found it. We got our game. Holy shit. I mean, if this doesn't get you excited, I mean, fuck, I don't know what will. Let's see. Let's go down a little bit more. Let's go to digital trends. See what the digital trends has to say. Ghost of Tsushima. It's one of the best games I've played this year. It might have been my favorite, if not for The Last of Us Part 2. Jin Sakai's story, it's violent but thoughtful, delivering an experience that feels unique on PlayStation 4, despite the fact 2020 is the console's last year before the PlayStation 5, to make it obsolete. And what a way for PlayStation to close the PlayStation 4 chapter and move on to PlayStation 5. For 3.5 years, when did they release? 2013. For nearly 7 years, they haven't let down. They stood their ground. And they're going to close their chapter of their PlayStation 4 successful series onto PlayStation 5. And they'll continue on. This is why Sony is sitting on top of the pyramid. There's no competitor. Now Nintendo, I don't think Nintendo is really competing with Sony, maybe in Japan, but I don't think it's competing with anybody, because Nintendo, it's its own thing. It's exclusive in its own terms, you know. But Sony is really the leader that's been sitting there on top of the pyramid, man, for quite a long time. And look at these statements here. Let's look at the what the Germany says. GamePro Germany. For me, the era of PlayStation 4 exclusives ends with an absolute highlight. Those are remarkable statements, man. It's not just a review. It's a statement. That they're sending out the statement. What's up, Hip Hop's 90s? How you doing, man? This is just remarkable. Let's see what the Game Rant says here. Hold on. The game may not be an evolution of the genre, but it's one of the best versions of it. By mixing it with the beautiful settings, versatile combat, Ghost of Tsushima hopes that its lesser elements won't be bothersome, and its story will be able to propel players forward. Personally, the compulsion to uncover every question mark, complete every tale, and master the combat was very strong. If the idea of controlling a deadly samurai in Assassin's Creed style open world sounds enticing, then game more than delivers. I mean, look at these. I mean, these reviews are just unbelievable. Yeah, look, to me, Microsoft, the only thing, let me tell you something, Hip Hop. To me, the only thing that Microsoft got going on right now is the Flight Simulator. But let's be honest. Flight Simulator, it's special interest. I like it because I like flying. Mamba likes it because he likes flying. But that's a special interest. You're not appealing to majority of people. You're appealing to a certain demographics, to a certain percentage that likes flight simulators or that likes racing, you know, games like what you call it, Forza 8. I'm sure Forza 8 will be nice. It's going to look nice with a real-time ray tracing and all that, 4K 60, 120 hertz. But you're appealing to a small percentage, to a small demographic. Now, like I said, I'm a hardcore fan, and I'm not going to apologize to anybody if I'm playing a Microsoft Flight Simulator. Why? Because I'm a hardcore fan. I'm like a super hardcore fan of a Flight Simulator 2020. So for me, that's a bonus. But it's not appealing to everybody. You know, not everyone's going to jump in on the Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know. Hey, what's up, Cameron? How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from any kind of footage of Ghost of Tsushima because I want to play this game fresh. So in next couple of days, you're not going to see me, guys. I'm going to disappear in the next couple of days. And you'll see me Friday. Why? Because I want to filter myself out from any kind of leaks, anything regarding Ghost of Tsushima. So when I start playing it on Friday, I'm going to have a beautiful, fresh, new, take it all in experience. So that way I don't have to worry about any kind of like spoilers. And that's the worst thing, man, that people can do to me, is put some damn spoilers out there. Because it's just, it screws up the game, man. How you doing, Cameron? By the way, I saw that challenge, man. I know you're gonna, dude. I know you're gonna win that challenge, man. I don't think that other guy. I was watching in the Facebook. Guys, Cameron D, he's a beast. He's a beast. He's like, how would I put it? Who's the guy from UFC? I'm trying to kind of compare it to. He's like Anderson Silva. He's like Anderson Silva. I mean, bro, that I know you're gonna win that bet, bro. You're gonna that 3 hours of cardio. You got that, brother. Oh, he's your buddy? Yeah. Of course you're gonna win, Cameron. I know you're gonna win, man. I know what you're capable of. So even he knows. Listen, even he knows that you're gonna win. He knows it. He knows that you're not at his level. You are above and beyond his level, man. So, look, spoilers warning. Cameron D is gonna win, and that's that. If you want to bet your money on Cameron D. End of story. You're welcome. Live stream Friday, yes. Live stream Friday. That boy Young, you see Sony been dropping bangers all first half of 2020, yes. Then at the end of the year, even more exclusives with PlayStation 5. What has Microsoft dropped this year? Good point. That boy Young, you're absolutely right, man. Absolutely nothing. And by the way, I love Chicago Bulls, man. Back in the days, 6-time champs, Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. I mean, the greatest, bro. Chicago Bulls, they're always going to be the greatest. In my opinion. You're right. This is a fact. This is a factual, what the boy Young just said, this is a fact. This is not us making something up. This is a factual information. Microsoft haven't delivered nothing last summer. Nothing this summer. Where are you, Microsoft? I mean, where are you? Yo, what's up, Steven? How you doing, man? Man, I'm excited with summer of PlayStation. Look at these reviews, man. Let's read through some more of them. There's tons of them. Look at this. Even IGN gave it a great review. They gave it 9 out of 10. Ghost of Tsushima, it's an enormous and densely packed samurai adventure that often left me completely awestruck with both its visual spectacle and excellent combat by steadily introducing new abilities instead of stat upgrades. Its swordplay manages to stay challenging, rewarding, and fun throughout the entire 40 to 50 hours. 40 to 50 hours, that's if you rush through it. If you rush through the game. If you don't rush through the game, if you do the side quests and chase the foxes and do other shit, take some photos, make some nice little video edits, bro, you can put 70 hours, 60 plus 70 hours till the credits roll. And then when you finish 60 plus hours, then you can come back and explore even more. Hidden gems, Easter eggs, etc., etc., etc. I mean, let's look at Sony this year. What do we got? We got Final Fantasy VII Remake exclusively for Sony this year. So guess what? If you want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, you still need to buy a PlayStation. If you want to play, for example, and you don't have a PC, let's say you don't have a powerful PC to play Death Stranding, even though Death Stranding it's already out on Epic Store and Steam. But let's say you don't have a powerful PC, and all you have is the Xbox. You still have to buy a PlayStation to play Death Stranding. And that was November last year. What else we got? Then after that, we got The Last of Us Part 2. Yes, it's a controversial game. Yes, the story is controversial. Back and forth, back and forth. We can go forever about that subject. But still, no one can deny the combat system, one of the best. Graphics, fast loading times, accessibility. Nobody talks about accessibility. Maybe I should talk about it more often. There's unbelievable amount of accessibility on The Last of Us Part 2. You can change everything and anything. You can even be invisible if you want to. I wish I knew about that when I was first playing the game. When you're crawling, you can stay undetected. You can even change the color of subtitles. You can even change the color of the enemy so you can spot the enemy from far away. You can also reduce how often do you want the enemy to flank you. Dude, the accessibility of the game, it's unbelievable. You know? That's The Last of Us Part 2. And what did we get after The Last of Us Part 2? We got the Iron Man exclusively on PlayStation VR. Iron Man. I had a lot of fun with the game. I've been working out inside the game. I've been punching that bag inside the game. I've been flying around having a good time. Exclusively. Only on PlayStation. That's number 2. Number 3. Ghost of Tsushima. That's 3 exclusives dropping in the summer of 2020. And what did we get from Microsoft? To be fair, they have Flight Simulator, so that's the only exclusive. And to me, personally, I love Flight Simulator. Okay? But let's be honest. Flight Simulator, it's not type of a game that's going to appeal to majority. It's a special interest. Simulations are special interest. That's why they're only for certain interest, for certain demographic, for certain audience. Not everyone likes to fly around for hours